Hey everyone, Jamie Hand here from Preschool STEAM, and I'm coming to you live today to kick off our day one of our 5-day challenge inspired all about plants. Now normally I try to do these videos at night so that more of you can catch these live, because I know that at noon during the weekday is a hard time to catch the video live. However, we have a crazy busy week this week between baseball games and gymnastics practice, and there's even a school open house. So unfortunately, I am just going to go live at noon every day so that those of you that can join at noon, then feel free to hop on and join in the live conversation. But if you're watching the recording of this, it's okay to go ahead. You can still like the video, you can still comment with questions, and I will be sure to keep checking the comments and answer any questions you have. So even if you're watching the recording, thank you for watching, and go ahead, as always, ask any questions or anything that you want clarified, or if you have an idea too, because I'm not the only one that has great STEAM activities. I know you do too, and if you want to share in the group what you've done with plants or flowers, this is a great week to share all your favorite activities that you've done in the classroom as well. All right, so as I said, today is day one, and we are talking all about plants this week, which, full disclosure, I do not have a green thumb at all. I am not really a gardener. I would love to be, but I can barely keep one plant alive. So hopefully this week will give me some more practice in my own planting and gardening skills. But typically, if you've seen one of our 5-day STEAM challenges before, how it works is each day I come live with a different STEAM activity all around one central theme. Well, this week, we're going to do it a little differently. I'm going to try a different format for you, and basically I'm going to show you through the whole process of how I introduce a theme and make it STEAM while integrating into your own classroom. So you can take the ideas that I'm going to share with you this week and hopefully be able to integrate them into the curriculum you're already doing. My ideas, I hope, inspire you to make your curriculum more STEAMy by being able to integrate in different ways. A lot of times I get the question, well, how can I fit STEM or STEAM into my day? We already have a full day. Well, my answer is you integrate it into what you're already doing. I know many of you are already doing a plant curriculum. You already have lessons and activities that you probably have done for years. And I'm just hopefully showing you ways that you can integrate more subjects into them. Okay, so for today, day one, I am going to kick it off with how I like to introduce a theme. So in order to introduce a theme, I like to keep it completely open-ended, and I call it a discovery center. So the students are exploring in a hands-on way with an open-ended center that's filled with objects that they can touch, they can pick up, they can manipulate, and this way they really get to use their senses and connect their learning. So instead of just looking at me, I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around so that you can see my setup. Okay, and hopefully once I get the camera in position, then it won't be shaky anymore. All right. Okay, hopefully that will work. So like I said, you want to set up a station or a center that the students can explore. Now I'm going to show you some different options. You do not have to do all of them. In fact, do what works best for you and your classroom. It could be as simple as just a basket with a flower and some tools. But I'm going to show you what I have set up here. First, we went to the garden center and got a variety of kind of different plants. And I think in total we spent, it was like $5. So it wasn't that much money. However, you may want to ask at your garden center, because I know that a lot of times they have plants marked down or on clearance of ones that maybe aren't well enough that they can sell. And I bet if you ask, if they have any for your classroom, you maybe could even get them donated. So it never hurts to ask about that. So what we've done is we just selected, and I tried to get a bunch where it would show we have our bud blossoming, and then we have the open flower, so that students could start to observe the difference. So I did try to get where it had a variety of that. And then I took a couple out, and we have them in our basket here. And so this is where students can actually pick it up, examine the roots. And it's okay. I'm pretty sure we're not going to plant this one. He's probably not going to make it. But that's what, it's okay. You want the students to be able to explore and to experience what the roots look like, and just give them an opportunity to play and explore with it. Now, I do recommend trying to get non-fertilized if possible. We were unable to do that. They all had fertilizer in them. So when the kids were touching, then we do have garden gloves. So just something you want to be aware of if the dirt has fertilizer in it or not. So that's a safety concern. So certainly you want to be aware of that. And then, of course, we had tools. And this is integrating our technology, of course, using tweezers that you could then pick them up. We, of course, have the magnifying glass where students can get up and close and really examine those roots. And we even put out a ruler so they can measure how tall. So here's a way that you can integrate math right into the center, measuring how tall the flowers are. So that is as simple as it can get, but you can also encourage students to document what they see. So here we have just a drawing, and you can see they don't even have to, your writers can write if they're writing, but I know a lot of you are working with younger kids, so drawing pictures, drawing what they see, drawing they observe. And I love this of showing the seeds and then going into the flower. So there's lots of wonderful things that the student can observe and they can document, and they can even draw their own flower. I mean, you really just want to keep this open-ended and encourage whatever that they're interested in. And I also have a version, if you're working with older students, like maybe kindergarten or first grade, you could even turn it into the I see, I think, I wonder. So what do they see about the flowers? What do they think about it? And what questions do they still have about flowers? Now with the preschool age, I may just do this verbally with them without having them to draw or write on this. I do recommend with the younger ones that you want to keep it just more simple and basic and let them really lead their own documentation. So we have this. Another example of something that you could have out are seeds. And here we just have a clear tray with 3 different packets. And so we could open them up and examine the different seeds. Now, I'm holding them like you can see. Oh, maybe you can see. What is great is I tried to get 3 different kinds of seeds that look very different. So we could talk about why seeds are different shapes. You can sort them by different sizes. But really at this point, you just want the students exploring. Obviously, if you're working with really young ones, you may want to not use the seeds if they're still sticking them in their mouth or their nose. So you do want to go over safety precautions, but you want to leave it open-ended and just let the students explore. Now, as the students are exploring, then your job as the facilitator is to observe what objects or flowers or tools are your students really gravitating towards. So I tried to get variety, and here's a little cactus, And so my 2-year-old, she just loved touching this. It's not real sharp. It's like a little baby cactus. That's what she called it. And so just the different texture of how this feels versus feeling a leaf. And this was what she was doing on her own without me even prompting. And so as you see those observations, you want to make a mental note or write down a quick note of what the students are interested in, and then we're going to use this information to plan our further investigations about plants. So that's how you create an engaging STEAM curriculum, is by integrating what you need to teach and hooking in the students by what they're interested in. So that is our Discovery Center. Like I said, it's not real complex. You want to leave it, 1, open-ended, and 2, very important, that you want to be able to have that students can touch, that they can actually physically feel and touch the objects. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera back to me. All right, so that is our Plant Discovery Center. And remember, the goal of this is just to let the students explore. We're just letting them have fun and explore. And what we're doing is we're building that foundation. So this is going to give them something that they can later connect the activities or investigations that we do later in the week. They can connect back to what they're experiencing or have experienced in the Discovery Center. Now, it doesn't have to be a big elaborate table. If you just have a simple basket or tray with just even 1 plant and 1 tool, that can work too. Use what you already have. And even better, if you have a garden that you can go to outside, by all means, go outside and observe. That's even a better way if you're able to do that. Okay, so I'm going to end the video here for day 1. Tomorrow, I'm going to come live and talk about our STEAM challenge. So tomorrow, I'm going to introduce a book and then how we do a STEAM challenge that goes along with the book and yet ties into what we were doing today. So stay tuned for that. And if you want to get all the written stuff, I will be sending out an email tonight to everyone that has subscribed to the email. And so in your email, I'll list out all the steps and you'll get full access to all our written material, and I'll include a link to the printable. So this one right here, if you're on our email list, then you will get a free link to this as well. Okay, so that's it for day 1. Thank you for watching. Please leave any questions in the comments below, and I will be happy to answer. And I will see you tomorrow for day 2.